I'm going to do a short little video. It's called Combining Like Terms. So I want you to understand what like terms are. So let me give you an example. So if I went to a food restaurant and I was in the car and I had some people in the car and we ordered 2 burgers, a fry, and a drink. Then someone else ordered 3 burgers, 2 fries, and 2 drinks. If I gave that order to the person, they could put it in, but what would be an easier way for me to give them that order? Wouldn't it be easier if I combined my burgers together? So I could tell them 5 burgers, and then I could say I want 3 fries, and then 3 drinks. Okay, that would be easier for me to tell them that because I have combined the things that are together. I've combined the like items. So same thing being here. If I have apples and bananas here, I could easily say I have 5 apples and 2 bananas. I cannot add my apples and bananas because they are not the same thing. Okay, so if I were going to put this in simplest form, I would say I have 5 apples and 2 bananas rather than saying 2 apples, 3 bananas, and 3 apples. Okay, I could write it like this, combining terms. Same is true with numbers. Okay, a like term is simply a term that contains the same variable raised to the exact same power. Now, we're not going to talk about the powers right now, but we're going to look at the same variables. So if I had 5x and 3x, those are like terms because they both have x's there. They both have x's. If I said 51y and 7y, those are like terms because they both have y's. Okay? So we can do that by combining. So if you look, let's look at this. So we're going to combine. So if you look at this, if they have the same variable, do you see how these both have a's? If they have the same variable, then all we're actually going to add is looking at the number in front. That number in front is called the coefficient. So we're going to just add those numbers. So 5a plus 6a means I have 11 a's. Okay. If you want, you can kind of just add a word to it. I have 5 apples and 6 apples. So I have a total of 11 apples. Okay. Over here, this says I have 3 A's, and then there's another A here. So it is implied that there would be a 1 in front of it. Okay, so I have 3 A's and I have 1 A, so altogether I have 4 A's. Okay, remember that A is just a variable. It stands for something. I don't know what we're working with yet, but whenever I tell you the value of the variable, then you would be able to plug it in. Okay, so if I look here and I ask you how many A's I have, I'm looking for that number right there. Not this is an A and this is an A. You need to assume that there are 3 of them here because 3A just means A plus A plus A. That's what it is. That's just a simpler way of writing it, is 3 A's. Okay, if I look here, I have 8 A's, but I take away 3 of them. So now I only have 5 A's. Look at this one. I have 10 A's and I take away 2 of those A's. So now I have 8 A's. All right. All right, why don't you pause the video and kind of think about what your answer would be for these two, 5 and 6. Just 5 and 6. Think about what your answer would be. Pause the video. All right, this one would have been 13 A's. This one would have been 4 A's. Okay. All right, pause the video and check out these 3. That would have been 7 A's, 6 B's, and 14 B's. All right, now let's just see what happens if we have more than one thing. So let me do this one. Let's say I have 15x plus 6y plus 3x. Okay, the first thing I want to look at is I know that if I look at my problem here, I have x's and I have y's. So in my answer, when I combine what I can, I should have x's and y's. Okay, so I'm going to circle my x's, and I'm going to put a triangle around my y's. Okay, so if I look at my x's, I have 15 here, and I have 3 over here. So altogether, I have 18 x's, and then my y's, I just have 6 y's. Now, that is all I can do to combine because I have not told you the value of the variable. So that is it. That is as simplest form as I can get it. Okay? Let's try another one. How about if I have 8 A's plus 7 B's minus 5 A's plus 2 B's. Okay? All right. If I notice on my variables, I have A's and I have B's. So once I combine, I should have A's and I should have B's. Okay, so I'm going to circle my A's. There's an A, and I'm going to circle my A's. If you notice, I'm taking the sign in front there. Okay, so this means 8 A's, take away 5 A's. So I have 3A. Now I'm going to look at my B's. I have 7 B's here, and then I add another 2 B's. So altogether, I have 9 B's. Okay. Again, that's it. All right, let's look at a couple problems. All right, why don't you look at those 3? Why don't you pause the video and see if you can figure out what those 3 would be. All right, let's check your answers. So on these, when I looked at it, I had R's, and then I just had a regular number. So I could combine my R's, but there was nothing else to combine this 8 with, so I just wrote it. Okay? So remember, look at your problem. I have R's and I have just numbers by themselves. So in my answer, I should have R's and just numbers by themselves. All right, check those work. Right. The other part now is if I'm adding to what we did the other day with the distributive property. So if you look at this problem, okay, I've got kind of 2 parts to it. If I look at it from what we've done before, it looks like this piece right here. Well, I know what to do with this piece. This is the distributive property. So I'm going to multiply. So 4 times 12, 3 times 4 is 12x plus, then I'm going to multiply 3 times 7 is 21. Okay, that's the distributive property. But if you notice, I have this part here that I need to now add into my problem. So now once I look at that, I notice that I can combine some terms here. I can combine those 2 things together first. So 5x plus 12x, that means I have 17x's plus 21. Okay, again, in my problem, I have x's and I have just numbers, so I should have x's and just numbers. Okay? All right, you try this one by yourself. Pause the video and try it by yourself. Again, look at just this part first. Okay, do the distributive property. All right, I'm going to distribute first. So that's 8y plus 16. So I did the distributive property. Now I'm going to bring down what else I have in my problem. Now I notice I have y's and I have y's. So 8y's plus 4y's plus 8y's gives me 12y's plus 16. All right, that was a quick lesson on combining like terms. Remember, terms are they have the same variable. They have the same variable. All right, I'm going to do some practice with these and let's see how you do.